day. Man, see, I don't appreciate that situation here. Can I get my get my rotators on? Right, so I'm rotating, I'm properly rotating, right? But when I do this, like I want it, oh man, killing me, man. I don't appreciate that. How you doing? Hey, is that people's? Looks like people are running, man. Slowly. We gotta put my old man specs on, y'all. We got Kaiser Souza. Appreciate the videos. I've learned a lot from your channel. I have my own deck of Meduniter and E King. I need to get that E King praxis book though. Peace and blessings. True indeed. Me too. Me too. I've been having trouble getting my hands on a copy of that. And yeah, actually, that is the delay right now. I want to do some E King lessons, right? But I can't get my hands on that book. So I've been kind of holding off, but my person is getting kind of antsy with it, right? so, so I don't know. I might just break out, what I mean, my old scrolls, what I mean. Go to the Shechem E King the Harlem River arrangement, E King series of lectures, and I might just go ahead and get into it like that. I'm whatever happens, it's gonna be towards the January. We're gonna start this E King. Try again to get that praxis, and if I can't, like I said, I'm gonna go to the Harlem River arrangement, and we're gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying? Lord Mansa is in the house. Peace, peace. He said, hope all is well. Yes, indeed, all is well. You know what I mean? I got my old man specs today. Yeah, man. So, I said, let me jump on here and get live. You know what I'm saying? My bad for the camera. You know what I'm saying? I would like to have a camera like that. You know what I'm saying, with the wide shot, but it seems YouTube is doing something goofy with me every time I do that. They put it the wrong way. They got me looking like that. So I don't know, something's weird. But yeah. So so I got all right. So it's a small crew here, right? I didn't expect the stampede, so you know what I mean. It's just us. We in the spot. All right. So I wanted to say a little bit about the IO, right? I I had intention a long time ago on doing a video on the IO, but I mean it's really not much to go into in terms of a video, but it should be spoken on, like the IO, the incarnation objective, right? Incarnation objective, what you came here, what we came here to do, in terms of our lesson, right? In terms of also our mission, right? because it's a two-part thing. You know what I mean? We came to learn things, about our person, right? Why we do what we do, right? And what we need to, increase about ourselves, what we need to decrease about ourselves, right? And then what we need to do, right? Somehow all of that is, aiming towards, something that God wants you to do with your life. So, you know, uh, the IO is something that everybody needs to get into. The incarnation objective is something that everybody needs to understand about themselves. Because it's the key to fixing yourself, right? It's the key to, God said that certain things you don't do great and you need to do better. That's the IO. That's your IO now. It's like if you are, obedient, then you put your mind on that. What I mean? You look in the mirror and you say, okay, well, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? You know, I got an interesting IO story. What I mean? My own IO, right? I got a Sebek IO, right? I'm a Sebek character, a Sebekian. Or really how it goes is, see, when God set up my chart, He made me Mercury poor, right? He put my Mercury stuff in my sickly house and in my transition house. So my Mercury, right? My communicative ability, right? My studiousness, things like that. My ability to deal with chitter chatter, what I mean, and stuff like that. He put that in the zone of my chart that is like sickly, decreased. You know what I'm saying? And then told me, okay, yeah, yeah, IO is Sebek. Right? So, so he says, go and correct that now. You know what I'm saying? Amen Sebek. Luckily, I got Amen, right? So Amen is, now it's like I'm gonna, look towards that Sebek in terms of correction, right? I'm gonna clean up that Sebek, whatever that Sebek thing is. I have to use my Amen faculty, which is peace, right? Which is being content, right? To fix that, right? So, the places where I'm deficient, right? Mercury stuff, like, communication. I remember back, I'm like 20 years old, 19, 20, right? Me, my girlfriend at the time, she kind of like, we was both kind of like unconscious, but her brother was like my saving grace, you know what I'm saying? We ain't spoken in a long time, but I still love that brother and that sister, you know what I'm saying? They my family, y'all in here, both of y'all in here. Actually, the whole family was peace and love to me. But we were all a part of this group where we were learning things about our history and basically getting conscious. You know what I'm saying? That's what we were doing. And I must have been, I don't know, maybe it must have been a year or so that I was down with that, and I had learned the various lessons and things like that. And it was like one of the sessions that we had was like, okay, now teach. It was like, okay, now get up in front of the classroom and teach what you know. And it was like, no preparation, what I mean? It was like, just on the spot, let's go, teach, you know what I mean? So it was like, yo, all right, now what? You know what I'm saying? So I did, my person did not have a communicative ability to be up in front of a classroom talking about much, you know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, I don't think I represented very well in that situation, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it was, hold on, let me turn myself down. I'm here echoing and I sound crazy, trying to concentrate. So, so, so yeah, I was, I found myself basically like trying to pull it all together and I'm stumbling over my words and it was a little internal disaster, you know what I'm saying? And none of my good, friends at the time, they never let me have it about that, you know what I'm saying? But I always felt it in here, back of my neck, there was always something like, about that moment. It was because, I was a Sebek IO and I didn't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? I needed to work on my Mercury ability. So, fast forward some 30 or so years, right? Uh, um, and yeah, I did a little bit of Sebek work by that. I've been chanting my Ayin, right? So what I did was I increased my Sebek ability. I increased my ability to be studious. I increased my ability to find words from wherever they are up in here and communicate my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I increase my my curiosity to just tune into the world. You know what I mean? To understand what's going on, to understand various things about the world. You know what I mean? All of this is the mercurial thing within us. So yeah, it's like this is a point of correction, right? Because like prior to that, I wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? Prior to that, it wasn't about, talking a whole lot about, maybe writing about, I wrote it down, yeah, there we go, we good. But uh, and then we weren't all the way good with that, you know what I'm saying? That was challenging as well, you know what I mean? So it's like, your IO is gonna be something that you're not quite comfortable with, right? It's gonna be an area of your life where you're gonna find tension or challenge, right? You're gonna find a little, that it's gonna be a place where you to, come out of your comfort zone, right? So anytime you see me speaking to folks in front of a camera or out in a group or anything like that, it's an area of comfort zone for me that I have to go ahead and and defeat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an eye against eye type of thing. That's kind of how I look at life. Life is kind of like an eye against eye thing. You know what I mean? Where you put in front of the mirror and you say, all right, well, what you gonna do? You gotta defeat your opponent, that guy in front of the mirror, with whatever his deficiencies are. You know what I mean? You identify your deficiencies and you correct them. That's what the IO is about. You know what I mean? You get that IO and you start chanting the mantras to, your Medu. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find that somewhere in your spirit, you'll develop the talent. You'll develop, whatever that sphere is, right? You'll develop the capacity to deal in that zone, in that realm, you know what I'm saying, of your IO. So, you know, yeah. So that being said, it's just I don't know, intro on kind of like the IO and what that's about. You know what I mean? Everybody's IO ain't Sebek. You know what I mean? Some people got Harukahuchi IO. You know what I mean? So they come back with a with a Klingonish kind of disposition. You know what I mean? My old Star Trek has no, you know what I mean? What I'm talking about when I say Klingon. You know what I'm saying? A martial, disposition where usually people with Haruka Huti IO will be people who are just hype, right? There's somebody who first inclination would be to fight, right? Throw the punch rather than have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So they come here with that challenge, right? That challenge of having to correct that or address that in some way. So, and on and on and on up and down the tree, you know what I'm saying? We all come here to kind of do our stuff, right? But yeah, man, we here for readings, y'all. We're gonna get our readings in. So, let me know. Y'all got some questions. And we're gonna get on that. You know what I'm saying? I got my little setup so I can see the questions this time. Before I couldn't see questions going, and that was a little weird. But yeah, so I got two people in the spot. You know what I mean? Let me know what's going on, folks. Lord Massa, what's the deal with you these days? Kaiser Soze 83 Red. Yeah. Yeah, y'all are like the y'all part of the elite, you know what I'm saying? The few and the small elite, right? This is what this is right here. So that's my Sebek. See, Sebek teaches you how to look at things. You know what I'm saying? How do you look at things? You know what I mean? That's the key, to, everything in life. It's it's your perception. You know what I mean? It could be something that to other people looks nasty, looks hurt, looks busted and broke and messed up. But you know what I'm saying? In order to keep your way open, right, you gotta find the light in there. You gotta find out where that's, you know what I mean, something that you could use. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so you do. It's a civic thing. Learning how to leave the matrix legally. Word. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Getting on your sovereign doctrines and your, you know, your Moorish, how you say, your status at law, you know, stuff like that, right? That renegade law is what I call it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's that law. What you talking about is that law that not a lot of people are on. And they don't want you to be on that type of law either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should, I don't know how much of that, you know, they probably already got me in the snow right now because I'm going there a little bit. But yeah, man, that's that stuff. What you talking about, that's the stuff that but see again, and that's something that's really gonna cause you to get on your setback, right? If you don't, you know, have any setback, you can't deal with that knowledge. You know, that's gonna cause you to get in your law books. You know what I'm saying? Get on your history books. You know, study, listen, and read. You know what I'm saying? Read. True indeed, man. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me know your questions. Let me know if y'all got some questions we can, you know, go into the oracle with. You know what I'm saying? Nice small crowd, you know what I mean? Intimate setting is what we would call that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Discharging debts. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. There's a level of law that allows you to discharge debts. How about that? But it's certain things that you have to do beforehand to be qualified to get to that point. There's certain things that you got to do. It's like, and even when you do certain things, you know, law wise, in terms of correction, status correction, you know, you have to be careful because you can always start the contract in such a way that negates that. So yeah, yeah, that's a serious sebek thing. That's sebek haru, you know, where your eye is on it. You know, you really got, and when you're really taking responsibility for your life. You know, you taking full responsibility for what's going on. To the point of correcting the lawmakers about the situation, the people who, you know, sit behind the judges' seats, and you know those, you know, coppers who come up to your window talking about roll the window down and get out the car and all of that. Like, you know, you really got to correct these people in such a way where you don't get yourself killed as well. You know what I'm saying? So it causes you to really have to be on your, you know, your diplomatic joint. You know what I mean? But yeah, true indeed, man. True indeed. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people run into problems, you know, trying to deal with the discharging of it because they haven't done certain things prior to that to qualify them, right? Like negate the corporate identity, right? Oh yeah, I know they got me in the snow now. They must have me in the snow because I'm talking it now. This not that stuff. This the stuff that, you know, like when you know certain things like this, they make you go last at court. They get every, you know, you be in there that whole day. Everybody got to go through. You know what I mean? Then 2, 3 o'clock, they call your number when there's nobody left in the court. You know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and drop your stuff on the judge. But let me see. When do your E King reading? When you do your E King readings, do you supposed to read the complementary hexagram too? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's like this, you know, how if it's a matter of how well you know it, right? You know, but you know, definitely to gain some understanding on the first hexagram that you draw, you want to understand, you know, its complement, right? So you can know what its opposite is. You want to know what's opposite of something to know what something is. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely, the complementary, you know, everything that you can read about that hexagram is going to be, you know, something to use. You know, you just have to kind of contrast it. You know what I mean? Put it in its right place. You know what I mean? But absolutely, complementary hexagrams are very important. The inner nuclear hexagrams are important as well. It's like, again, it's a matter of how much of it you want to go into to pull out the meaning. You know what I'm saying? there's a lot of meaning within the nuclear hexagrams. The nuclear hexagrams are like the hexagrams within the hexagrams, right? Like, hexagram is trigram over trigram, but then you have lines 2, 3, and 4 that make the bottom nuclear trigram, and then what would that be? Lines 3, 4, and 5 that would make the top nuclear trigram. So it's kind of like hexagram on hexagram, and then the nuclear trigram is kind of like this, if that makes sense. That's kind of an abstract way to put it, you know what I mean? Hey, peace, peace, sister. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. We in here just chopping it up. You know how we do. Small crew, small crew. True indeed. You know how we do. Intimate setting. Intimate settings. How we do. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's funny. In my subject be tripping because like I'm the only one talking. That's like strange, man. It's so strange. You know what I mean? We gotta hook this thing up such that we can get more voices going on, man. Because it's weird. But yeah. And then I guess I don't do this enough, so I'm not quite used to it. But it is what it is. We in here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me know, yo. This is, we got, a couple hours, you know what I'm saying? We going in however long it takes. But this is about readings, you know what I mean? We discussing, regular good stuff. But yeah. Let me know what questions y'all have so we can, go in, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's good to see that a couple people came out to say what's up to a brother. You know what I'm saying? I've been, in and out the game. You know what I mean? Life kind of forcing a brother to kind of like, juggle a little bit. You know what I mean? So that kind of put me off of the daily readings. I was loving the daily readings actually. Y'all weren't loving it as much as I was. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to do that, but I just didn't. It wasn't working out to the point where I could let it support me. So I had to, do other stuff, man. But yeah, man. We here to get to give tell you what Tehuti talking about. So let me know what it is. Well, anybody got any IO questions or whatever? Is your IO the similar working of what's been spoiled hexagram? Is my IO similar as working of what's been spoiled? Okay, so you're talking about the 18th hexagram, working of what's been spoiled. No, actually my IO is the 16th hexagram. I got enthusiasm or broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of that's one of the things you see me doing is my IO right here. Actually on both sides, right? On the E King side and the Meduna's hair side is about communication, getting in front of the people and speaking. Something about God put something in me, right? Amen. That amen thing makes me want to talk about God, right? You know what I'm saying? Understand what God is, who God is, and talk about it. You know what I mean? That's the answer to certain family members that's like, what is you doing? Why is you on that? That's why I'm on that, because God put me on it. You know what I mean? But hold up. Now it's starting to get my old man speaks on again. Having a treasury direct account together before the debts to be properly discharged. How can I best add the maximum value to my brother's company, Magnum Fortuna? We help people leave the matrix. Okay, that's a question. So okay, let me pull it together. Having a treasury direct account together for the debts to be properly discharged. Okay. So the question is, so that's a statement. The question is, how can I best add the maximum value to my brother's company, Magnum Fortuna? We help people leave the matrix. So, okay, so you're saying, how can you add the best? This is a question you want to ask. My estate was put on record last week. Okay. All right. So now let's see. So you asking a question to the oracle, right? Because that level of advice is something that I can, like I'm not an expert in that. You know what I mean? I really, like I would refer you to guys like Yusuf L and I mean, the brother, the brother, Koo, the brother Koo out there in Washington State. Um, real good Moorish brother who is very abreast of this stuff. But in terms of a question to the oracle, right? How can I best add value to my brother's company? Is that the question that you want to ask? How can I best add value to my brother's company? Yeah, this is an oracle question. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so even before I would say that, right? Before I would ask that, I would ask, well, what is it that you do? What is it? What like just from the so we can have a context for what the oracle is going to tell us. What do you do? Do you, what I'm saying, you know, what's your, what's your thing? I think possibly I need to reword it. Okay. Yeah. As always. Yeah. That could be something. I mean, but yeah, that would depend. The oracle would say something. Along the lines of something that is your talent or is your work or is something that you do or that you have at your ability to be able to add to the situation. Or you know, yeah. So yeah, just to yeah add a little context to what the oracle might say. That would be like the first thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're looking to add value to your brother's company, what I'm saying. I mean, like you could say you don't really have any of that stuff on cap. You could possibly do something like advertising or something like that. My specialty is growing plants. He's been teaching how to get summer. Okay, okay. So those two ain't kind of in the same realm, but let's see what the oracle said. All right, let's see what the oracle said. Gotta get some contacts, man. The glasses are weird. They make me not want to wear them. They make me not want to wear them, Jones. All right, and yeah. Let's see. Your man, sir. Okay. Value to his brother's company, right? Okay, so we already been talking to the oracle, so we don't need to go into the prayer. For those of you that's curious, right, about the prayer that I do, when I'm dealing with the Meduniter is written on page 384, I believe, of the Meduniter. You know what I mean? It's not something that I'm gonna, give the meanings to and all of that stuff. I would say if you're interested in that, go in there and get that Meduniter and break that thing down like that. You know what I mean? Just because of the fact, again, I try to be respectful to Shekma for his work. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So that being said, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, right. What I wanted to say was that when I do the prayer, though, right, what I do is I see certain things while I'm saying certain things, right? So, I see certain aspects of, the meaning of the prayer, right? It's not just dumb words coming out your face, because that's what happens when you do something a lot, what I mean? It comes off your face, just rolls off your tongue, what I mean? You can say it without thinking, but it's important to close the eyes and visualize what you're talking about. Visualize your communication with the God. You know what I'm saying? Visualize your connection to the God. You know what I mean? And that sliding of the light that you are seeking, right? Visualize that. You know what I mean? You visualize the trigrams as as you speak them. That's you see me call out the names of the trigrams. I'm not just venerating some gods or whatever like that. No, I'm I'm invoking the trigrams. I'm speaking them before me so that they can be present for my understanding right here. So yeah, something I wanted to say. All right, Brother Lord Mansa talks about the value. I mean, it's a very noble pursuit. You know what I'm saying? My brother wants to help his brother out. This is what family is about. You know what I mean? Helping each other. You know what I mean? Man, God bless you for having a good family. All of us ain't got that. But here we go for Brother Mansa. All right. Okay. Out pops Amentem Chas. Amentem Chas. It's the first card, right? So write that down. Amentem Chas. Ooh. Okay, Dark Deceased Tim Ma'at. That's being too hard. Okay, Amentem Chas, Dark Deceased Tim Ma'at. Okay, that's an interesting one. Yeah, all right. So, there's something about peace and conditionings. Conditionings, you know, um, you know, something about that is like, you know, the information, right, that you're talking about, right, is something that is, it's not, it's not like, you want to learn how to be a doctor, so you go to school for being a doctor, and now you're a doctor. You know what I'm saying? This is a interesting level of law, right? One that is okay. So they actually do things to confuse the process, right? So this is part of it, right? Part of it is the dark deceased stuff that they do, right? It's not intended for us to get that information because it's information that could free you. They don't want you free. Okay, for instance, UCC, like they changed the laws, right? They changed the codes, right? They changed the codes around so that you can throw people off. Like the old code for UCC one dash, what is it, 1308, I believe, is the old one was like 1207. You know what I mean? Then they changed it to 1308, and that's it's basically the law that says that you like there can't be a contract without your knowledge of full disclosure of the contract, right? They changed that once they knew people started getting hip, signing their signatures, you know what I mean, with that UCC designation. They changed it around. So so this is a zone of law that's not quite in front of things, it's in the background of things. So yeah, for that to come up, I'm in Tem, meaning a lack of peace, right? Contentment, right? And then dark decease, right? That could be saying something about that. Could be, right? That's just what occurs to me first, right? I'm gonna go into the King. See what they talk about. open, open stress, open stress, closed, open stress, closed, closed, open, closed, open, open, closed, open, open. Yeah, okay, 62 into the 32. 60-second hexagram into the 30-second hexagram. Right? The 60-second hexagram is the hexagram of preponderance of the small, meaning let's see, meaning so the hexagram 62 is right here, right? And you see you got the two strong yang lines wedged in between four yin lines, right? Two on the top and two on the bottom. So it's preponderance of the small, right? The yin is the small lines, right? As the yang lines are the the testosterone filled lines that gonna bust something up if they was in predominance, right? But they are not. They're wedged in by smaller guys, right? So this hexagram is one where it talks about not having as much power as you would want, right? It's like, you kind of weak in this zone here, right? With this particular hexagram. This particular hexagram talks about kind of being weak in a situation. Let's see. Second line, okay. Passing his ancestor, he meets his ancestress. He does not meet the ruler but the minister, no error. Okay. Okay, so tell me this. What's what is your brother's attitude towards, your assistance in this situation? Like, what is his thing? You know what I mean? What is his attitude towards you helping in this situation? Because that could have something to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you know, I don't know, how many people are a part of the team, whether or not it's, like, just him, or if it's more than just him. You know what I mean? And what this would mean for kind of like, like sometimes there's a situation where people like to do everything themselves, right, rather than delegate, right? You might be dealing with a personality that doesn't like to delegate, right? So the person is heading for him, right? But say you get the call and you intercept it, right? Well, how does he feel about that, right? Does he, is there going to be a conflict if you decide to intercept, or can he refer people to you? And what I'm saying, it's like you got to figure that stuff out. You got to figure out, what's the situation like in terms of like working together. See, he can't wait to have me on team working with him together. It's 7 of us. Okay, okay, all right. But okay, so yeah, I'm like there's something about, like, with this second line, this has to do with someone going to meet someone but getting intercepted by somebody else, right? You go to talk to the president, but you get stared over to the treasurer or the secretary or something like that, right? President don't have enough time for you, whatever the case may be. You get pushed over to the other guy, um, and I don't know if that's talking about you or the people that y'all be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it's not a bad thing. It's just it's just something like let me go ahead and read the text. Line 5 is the normal correlate of line 2, but here it is weak. So line 2 receives help instead from line 4, bypassing the strong third line. Since line 2 is of correct polarity, no error is made. This person will stick to whatever he is best suited for and will do whatever is right in the circumstances in which he finds himself. The help from line 4 is not as great as it would be as received from a stronger ruler, but is sufficient to be quite favorable. These persons will be helped throughout their lives by others higher than themselves, but not those in the top positions. Right. So yeah. So again, it's like you know, there's someone at the top who has the most information, and maybe someone or other people have a lesser level of knowledge. So it's just a matter of well, how does your brother feel about y'all talking? If it's that thing, right? Are all y'all at the same level of expertise, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the stuff that I'm looking at with this 62. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it's not a bad hexagram, right? For the officer and official, if he does a good job, he'll be promoted, right? For business and professional, he will be helped by persons with superior knowledge or wealth, right? For ordinary people, he will be helped by an unexpected. He will be helped in an unexpected way, perhaps by a woman, right? Right? Stick to what you're best suited for. Right? That's what I was getting into towards the beginning, right? Take one step at a time, contact the right people in the right order. So yeah, so what I'm seeing sometimes, that dark deceits could come up, if it's a matter of like the wrong ideas or the wrong context, applying something that shouldn't be applied, or people not having the right context or the right jump off point, right? So you get reinforced when the oracle says stick to what you're best suited for. So whatever your talent is, yeah, you gotta kind of come in through that, come in through whatever you're best suited for. Like you could be someone who is a great seeker-minded person, so you're very organized. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should be the office manager. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or maybe you're best suited for a context that's not quite in the front, right? In terms of dealing with that aspect, right? The law aspect, or I don't know. I'm not. You gotta like put the details on this, right? I'm not sure what the case is in terms of that, but these are the things that come up, right, with that type of reading, right? Yeah. All right. Let's say can't wait to give me peace, brother, the wandering sage. What's good? What's good? Peace and love. Good to see you in the spot. All right. Yeah, man. Yep. Yep. Hey, my brother Tyrone Legacy is in the spot. What's up, my brethren? Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, man. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Okay, Kaiser Soze says, can you ask the oracle what my talent and how I can use it to make a living? Okay, what is my talent and how I can use it to make a living? Okay, all right, that's a good question. So, now, firstly, before we get that, let's see. Do you have your sidereal astrology sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign? Do you have your sidereal chart? You still in the spot, bro? I know I got a delay. No, but I'm in Aries. Okay, well, that's debatable. that's That's why I said your sidereal chart. Do you know that your sidereal chart is Aries, or is that your tropical chart that you're talking about? Is that the regular astrology that we kind of know? We know if you was born between March 20th or 21st and April 21st, you're in Aries. Is that astrology, or is it the portion where you include your time, right? Did you use your time to get that information? I'm guessing not, because if you did, you have your, likely have your moon sign and your rising sign as well. And that's how most of us do. Most of us don't come in with the knowledge that the regular astrology is screwed up, right? We got to do something else for astrology. The sidereal astrology is it's like the Hindus are the custodians of the real astrology at this point, right? The ancient Egyptians had the good stuff, right? We had the astrology up on the walls at Dendara, right? So it's like from way back it goes, right? But then it went into the Hindu, right? The Hindus kind of got it, and you know they got it, right? People go to college and learn astrology over in Hindustan. So you know they it's like so sidereal astrology is the more accurate form of astrology, right? It's the if you're dealing with tropical, you're dealing with a system that is 23 degrees off, either this way or that way. So it's possible, right? See, when you're dealing with real astrology, it's possible, right, to be born on a particular day in this year and be this particular sign, and 5, 10, 15 years down the road, that same day could be in a different sign, right? The sign that's next to that sign, right? Depending on this 23-day or 23-degree play within the constellation, the way the constellations move, right? So we said, how do I find that type of astrology? Got you. Go to astro.com and get you an account real quick. Well, no, it might not. You could probably do it, and you could do it within like 20 minutes. You could set up your stuff if you know your time of birth too, right? You can do it without your time of birth, but if you do it with your time of birth, then you'll get your moon sign, and the moon sign is very, 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 very important. You know what I mean? You know, um, Tropical astrology has us thinking that the sun sign is the most important thing. That's why we don't know nothing else. We say, "Oh yeah, my sign is," and people don't even know that they're talking about where their sun was, where the sun was during the time of their birth. The real, I, I hate to put a value on it, right? But see, the moon sign will show you certain aspects of your past life, your previous incarnations, and the previous lessons that you have learned and completed, you know what I'm saying, and mastered, and have as a part of your being, for good, for bad, for ugly, you there, you know what I'm saying. And these are your gifts, these are your talents, these are you know so yeah, on and on and on. But okay, so I got that information. You said you're so right, so you're basically in, you around that Aries Pisces cusp, right? You somewhere like that, right? You could possibly be an Aries, possibly be a Pisces. Most people are actually the sign behind the one that they think they are. So we all go through that, bro. But Aries, okay. So the question was talent, right? What's your talent, and how can you use it to make a living? All right. I'll set two charts. I'll set two charts. Haru 10 charts. Light is a little too bright on this situation. kind of blurring out the details, but yeah, this is Heru Tenchas. Right, so it's all set to Heru Ten. Alright, okay, let's go to the straight, open, straight open, straight open, straight stress, straight open, straight stress, open, closed, open, close, open, stress, open, close, open, stress. That's the 63rd hexagram into the 42. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So just to like for your documentation sake, right? Funny delay. So you got offset 2 chas, Heru 10 chas, right? Hexagram 63, lines 3 and 6, changing into the 42, right? 3 and 6 changing into the 42, okay? Okay, so that third line is talking to you about, something about, yeah, third line and the sixth line. Those are not the greatest lines of that hexagram. That they're, speaking to, your, okay, so offset 2 chas, right? That's the first answer, right? The first answer is offset. Your offset faculty is at the 4, right? So, we talking about the zone or the level of memory, right? As well as your ability to care for something, your ability to care, right? Um, right? And, the Heru 10 portion is speaking to something there, right? Possibly, the use of your will. Like, how do you use your will? How firm are you in the use of your will? How advanced are you, or how firm are you is what I want to say, in the use of your will, right? Are you changeable, right? The changeable thing with the offset, right? Do you have you know, is there, yeah, it's like this is going to affect your effectiveness, right? Whether or not you're going to be able to, push something to the end, right? Right? You're dealing with, your offset faculty, which has the tendency to lean towards lenience, you know, you know, example of offset, would be, say you know that, you're trying to do a business or something like that, and it's time to get up, and do what you gotta do. But you stayed up too late last night, and now it's time. You had planned to get up on at this time to do this, but you need a couple more hours because you just stayed up too late, right? So that's an example of just, not setting things up, not being circumspect, right? Understanding that you got to get up tomorrow, but maybe you stayed out too late. Like, I don't, this is what's being suggested. I don't know, exactly, if that's how you roll, what I mean? But it's suggesting here that that's going to be a issue, right? Like the changeability of the will is going to be an issue here, or it could also go, right. The in terms of, your devotion, right, your ability to be devoted to something is going to be affected, perhaps by your, if you really lean towards that Aries side, could be speaking to a lack of humility, right? That there is a humility piece that you'll have to deal with, right? offset being humility, right, would be jeopardized by the negative use of the will, which would be the ego, right? How much does your ego go into your actions, right, and your decisions, right? How much is your ego involved? Is perhaps something being talked about right here. 63rd, the third has to do. Yeah, you gotta like conquer something here. Carries out an attack on the devil's region and conquers it after 3 years. Inferior men must not take part in such an undertaking. So, the devil's region. The devil's region is it's like the psyche, right? It's you. It's like, the stuff that you need to correct about you. That's the devil's region, right? So when you get this third line, it's like you got to go in against the devil that is you, right? So this is, in terms of your talents, right? Accessing your talent is going to be precluded by you going into the devil's region, right? There's something that you have to work out in the devil's region, which is your psyche, your mind, how you do things, right? You got to work that out, before you will have success. You know what I mean? Right? It says, although the principal gains have already been made, many problems of detail still remain to be overcome and set right. This will be done, however, those in power are cautioned to use only duly qualified and reliable people if they expect to receive continued satisfaction. Furthermore, they must be properly led by giving the right guidance and allotting appropriate duties and responsibilities. Maintaining successful operations is not easy. Basically, this line relates to the way people are employed by others once a major enterprise has been completed. Those depicted here, by and large, will be employers, right? So this is about how you foster the talent, right? What's going on with the talent, that comes in, right? You're a business owner and you're hiring people, so you're evaluating these things, right? But this is necessary to evaluate it within yourself, right? You know, are you adequate for what you're going for, right? Are the levels of skills that you have adequate for what it is that you're involving yourself in, right? How much does that offset Heru play into this third line here, right? The humility piece, right? You know, you know, how much is it, saying that, you know, it's like the offset aspect of this again is also devotion, right? You know, and many times, you know, that devotion could be challenged, right, by something Heru 10 within you, right? It's like, I don't know, you could be a Rolling Stone type of individual who's not really devoted to something, right? Um, yeah, that could be something that hinders you, you know. Um, yeah, you know, you have to understand how that Heru Tem plays into that offset too, right? The aspects are there, but they're gonna be hindered by that ego within you, right? That Heru Tem thing within you, right? So yeah, so in terms of talent, right? This is saying that your offset faculty, right? You have to see where you are offset. You could be, somebody who cooks. I don't know. Do you cook? Do you do offset things like, you know, you know, are you psychic, right? Something like that, right? Offset. You have to look now. Offset was the first card, so you have to look to the various offset things to find out whether or not that's talking about you, or where that's talking about you at. We said, can you ask the Oracle, should I pursue the career of a personal trainer since working out is how I keep my mental health level? Okay. Okay, revise ability to pursue a career as a personal trainer. Right, okay. So yeah, we're going to ask that question, and let's keep in mind this reading, right? Remember, that's how, that's why I write the readings down, right? Because you don't want to forget what you already asked, right? Because the question that we just asked is pertaining to the question we're about to ask. So, we have to compare and contrast and all that good stuff. All right, so yeah, we said personal trainer, advisability to go in as a personal trainer. Have Amentem Chas, Amentem Chas, Haruka Huti Hatep. Okay, Haruka Huti Hatep. All right, so all right, Amentem Haruka Huti 2. So yeah, that looks like good money, but let's go in a little further. Open, close, open, close, open, open, close, open, open, close, open. Okay. All right. All right. So nothing's going to be easy. That's what the oracle was telling me. All right. So you got Amen Tem Chas Haruka Huti Hetep. Right. So that Amen is talking about your ability to be at peace, your ability to be contented, right? With whatever's going on, right? It could be with your boss, with the customers, with yourself in some way, right? Haruka Huti is the zone that you're in, so this is very good, right? You see the actual Nadu that describes the field that you're talking about, and that's what this is. So so this is great for that, right? So you got the 29th hexagram. 29th hexagram is darkness, right? This is ignorance. This is danger. Okay, so now you got to put that in the right context. What is dark, dangerous, or ignorant about the situation? Where is there a darkness concerning your, penchant for personal training? Does it have to do, obviously it's going to have something to do with your conditioning. Amen 10, right? Somewhere in your conditioning, right, there is a darkness that will, take away from your talent, which is Haruka Huti. This is saying you have the talent to do it, but somewhere you ain't gonna be at peace. How you deal with people? You know what I mean? Do you have because that's something you have to interface, you have to interact with folk. You have to, are you the type of person that will push a mug, like, yeah, give me five more, give me five more, what I'm saying? To the point where, he collapsed, now he want to sue you or something crazy. Like, yeah, you gotta consider that. Like, you might be the type of person to push yourself crazy hard. So you might feel like everybody can take it like that, and that's not the case. Some people gonna be able to take it like that. Some people, you have to be able to weigh out, what another person could take. So there's a level of sensitivity there. So, and then we look back at this Aset Heru. Aset is sensitivity. So Aset is, like with a situation like that, Aset is being receptive to, what's happening in another person, right? And then, oh, I never mentioned the 42 on this. So the 42 says help, right? This is like, the 42 is like, okay, the 63 is here, right? The 63 turns into the 42, right? So the 42 is all about providing aid or receiving aid, right? So, so yeah, this is along that line. But yeah, this could be hindered though, because you might have, again, I don't know how you work out. I don't know how how you do your thing, but you got the Heru 10 thing after the offset thing, right? So offset somewhere is going to be hindered by this Heru 10 tendency. You know what I mean? And you got to figure out what that is. Are you arrogant on the low or something like that? Are you dictatorial type of person? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are things, but the zone is help. So you have to correct whatever this is in the 63, right? This top line talks about things going over your head or over, like, you doing too much type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to balance this, right? Understand what this is so that you could properly do this 42 part, right? The 42 is, it has to do with correctness, kindness, being correct and being kind, right? Helping, providing aid, that type of thing. All right. Yeah, so this 29, right? So, yeah, you gotta relate the readings, relate the oracles, correlate is what I want to say. Correlate the oracles. So, yeah, what is this 29 speaking? This 29, something's attached to an Amen 10 conditioning that you have, some way of rolling, right? That will perhaps be in darkness, there's, something that you're doing perhaps that you can't see, right? That is going to hinder, this whole thing, you know what I mean? So you got to identify what that is. You got to put clarity on this. You got to do your meditations for Amen and Harukahuti. You know what I mean? That's how you're going to correct things, regarding this reading. Right. Also, yeah, don't sleep. You know what I mean? Get on your offset and your Haru work as well. Right. So also let me go ahead and pull a tarot. I know I got some other people chiming in with some stuff. Let me go ahead and do a tarot real quick. So, personal training. Right? What does the tarot say about Lord Mansa going into the field of personal training? Okay. All right. All right. So you gotta be careful here. You got the Knight of Wands. Right? Knight of Wands upside down, right? Reverse. Knight of Wands, your, yeah, okay. Knight of Wands can be Heru 10, right? Knight of Wands is, he's all about action and, going for it, right? There's initiative there. There's the fire, right? He carries that wand, right? But, this guy can also be, like an opportunist, who's not really focused on, morality as he's going forward in his opportunities. You know what I'm saying? He could be, this could be, like a sex fiend. This could be this could be a type of dude that, you could be a predator type of dude on the chicks type of thing. You know what I mean? In the reverse. You also got 5 Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this represents coming out of loss, though, right? 5 of Pentacles in reverse is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So it's like, and then what you got on the bottom here, you got that 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. This represents burdens, right? Pressure. right? And the Seven of Wands is up here, right? So there's something that's in the way, right? There's a blockage of some sort, maybe some, I don't know if it's you blocking yourself or somebody blocking you, right? But yeah, these are I'm certain that these are things that the Amen is speaking about within this reading. The 29, right? These are the details of that 29 as well, right? You got to identify what's this Nine of Wands here. I mean, excuse me, Knight of Wands in the reverse, right? Why is the Nine of Wands in the reverse, right? And somewhere in that is going to bring the burdens, right? Seven of Wands. Perhaps you might get, you know, you gotta see, it might be something about your personality, might be something about how you deal with others that will hinder you. You know what I mean? If you are not, you're on point, brother. Yeah, man. This is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta check that personality because amen. Amen is the correction. Amen is like, you know, your jump off point has to not be based on, you know, the the way of functioning that you're used to. You have to add a new way of functioning in order to be effective here, and it has to do with humility. If you lean towards that Aries side, then humility is not going to be something that you big on. You ain't gonna be the most humble dude. You know what I mean? I know a few Aries, they're not the most humble folk. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's possibly what you're talking about here of correction. You have to, that point of correction is going to be, your, Haru Kahuti, Haru negative kind of tendencies. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to iron that out. You know what I mean? You iron that out, and, but Haru Kahuti Hetep, that says that you could be a good trainer. You know what I mean? You just have to, you got to feel people. Or set, it's sensitivity. So you have to have a certain amount of sensitivity towards who you're working with. You got to adapt, what you are talking about, speaking about, to the individuals that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Some people can't take it like that. You know what I mean? Some people ain't gonna be able to keep it as real as you want to present it. You know what I mean? So there you're gonna have issues or whatever. But yeah, that's that, man. I hope that helps. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and get into a couple other folks. Where my old man's at? But yeah, man, I hope that helps. You know what I mean? If you like, you know what I mean? It's the last, it's like I gotta also be mindful about how I communicate this stuff to you, because this is like your personal stuff, but we speaking to a bunch of people. So, you know what I mean? Get with me on the personal tip. You know what I mean? My information. Oh, I don't think I have any of my information. I didn't even put my information there, but if you want to get with me with readings, it's seanuaka at gmail, right? Yeah, and we set up a reading, time to do some readings, and we pin it down on a personal tip. All right. All right. So let me see. We said, looks like the brother. Hold up. You know what? Real quick. Yeah, make sure you go to Brother Kaiser. Make sure you go to astro.com and get you a sidereal chart, right? Get your sidereal chart. Hopefully you get your time of birth so that you get your moon sign. You find out your clan. All right. All right. So we at my man Tyrone Legacy said, not sure if it is an oracle type question, but I would like to ask if what I'm intuiting ancestral wise around me is Bantu, if time permits. Okay, you're asking if what you're intuiting ancestral wise is Bantu. Are you meaning, are you intuiting that you are Bantu? Is that what you're trying to get to, Brother Tyrone? Let's see, is inquiring on ancestors type question appropriate for asking? Yeah. You can ask that question. We just gotta hone it down. We gotta get it right. We gotta, gotta make sure we, uh, asking the right thing so we could get the right, understanding, right? He said I'm not really a people person. Words. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that. There it is. That's it. Bam. Like going back to the other two brother Kaisers. I just checked your comment. You said I'm not really a people person. Yeah, that's gonna be that amen. You gonna have to be a people person for that endeavor. All right. Okay. Is inquiring? Yes, I know that. I know that I am to clarify through DNA results, etc. Ah, okay. Wait. Yes, I know that I am to clarify through DNA results. Okay, so you already know that you're Bantu, right? So, all right, so if you already got DNA results, right? You probably don't want to, waste that question. You know what I'm saying? Like you are like, cause it's like this. See, this is why I take time to get the question right, because the oracle could say something like Tehuti, and here we might be interpreting that as um, you know yeah, that's a good thing to do, or that's good on point or something like that, and it could be saying that I already told you that, or you already know that, right? That's one aspect of how that Tahuti could come up, if that were to come up. So that's why I take time to get the question together, so we are getting the right answers. You know what I'm saying? So we can do something with the answers that we get. um, Right, but I would say if you already got DNA results, then I mean, is it something more specific that you're talking about? Like, you know, I don't know, like certain things within your intuition. I don't know. Like, is there something specific that came through one of your ancestors that you would want to verify or ask about, or something like that? Just to get clarity on the question. You know what I'm saying? Always get inside when I get a chance to tap in. Big money, hopefully right around the corner. Yes, I feel. Yes, I feel like. What is this? Yes, I feel like they come to me. Not sure if it's them. Might be for me to find out though. Okay. All right. So you want to verify whether or not the communications that you're getting are from the ancestors. More when I drink water for some reason. So you're not sure if you're having problems understanding whether or not your communications are your ancestors. Is that right? To get the clarity. Correct. Thanks. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Say the comment on the intuitions received by Brother Tyrone. Sound about right? Comment on, that way it's like, so because if it's ancestors, it'll come up, you know what I'm saying? But then, yeah, just trying to make it so that we understand what the oracle has said, right? There's nothing worse than doing readings and you be like, what's that talking about? But then it's like, the question is not right. So, we gotta break down the question. So, I guess the question is, and you leave it open ended, right? You leave it in such a way that the oracle can speak to you on what's being asked, right? On the issue, right? So let's comment on the communications received by the brother regarding his ancestry. Sebek Hetep. Hey, I wish that wasn't so bright. If that wasn't so bright that you could see that that's Hetep. There you go, something like that. There you go. That's it. All right. Sebek Hetep. All right. So Sebek Hetep is communication. Right. So Sebek Hetep is communication. Right. Um. Yeah. So I mean, like right there, I would say, bam. Yeah, it's communication that's coming from I didn't speak regular. We just said, comment on the communications being received. So, yeah, like there is communication there. You're perceiving something there. Yeah, it's equal. Open, closed, open, close, stress. Open, close, stress. Open, stress, close. Open, stress, close. Open, stress, close. 57 into the 6th. Okay, 57 into the 6. All right, so 57 into the 6 hexagram. So the 57 hexagram is the hexagram of penetration, right? Penetration, right? So that's penetration, right? It's when you throw your mind on something and it penetrates, right? A communication can be something that penetrates, right? An ancestral communication, right? It can be something that, directs to your mind, right? The chefs, when they get on you, directing a communication at you. So that's like, yeah, that's speaking to that, right? The third line is opprobrium, right? Third line is it's like a negative aspect of this hexagram. There's many times like when you're, matter of fact, let's go to it because I don't want to mix up the 24 with the 57 here. All right, so the 57 third line is repeated penetration, opprobrium. The third line is the lower line of man. In the 6 lines of the hexagram, this man will repeatedly seek to ascertain results he can expect rather than being courageous in making a firm decision and sticking to it and carrying it through to completion. Okay, so yeah, so this could be speaking about, just in terms of, what you're seeking information on. I think this is probably saying that you probably know more than, you probably know that this is what it is, but you're asking the question and the oracle kind of giving you a smack on the hand about that. Oracle's like, yo, I already told you something about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop asking me that type of thing, right? Line 4 is regrets disappear. Game for 3 purposes is caught in the field. These persons will be in responsible positions as a result of their ability, practicality, ambition, energy, and ready experience, which they will wield into a well-balanced and useful life. The 3 purposes for which game were caught were religious sacrifice, for the feeding of the guests, and for household requirements. This signifies that one should always do what is required in all circumstances and hold to right thoughts. Right? So yeah, prosperous, yeah, all good stuff, right? So this is like, and then this goes into the 6, right? So the 6 is conflict, right? So yeah, so one of the things is like when you ask too many questions, or you ask kind of, too many questions would be asking on top of understanding already, right? You want to just check it to make sure it's correct or something like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's going to present a conflict sometimes, especially dealing with these oracles, because or the E King will smack you around if you do stuff like that. I'm telling you, there's times when I knew something or I asked about it, but I don't know, somewhere in your spirit you weren't right. You know what I mean? You mess around, throw the 4, right? Immaturity. You know what I mean? Or yeah, the oracle will smack you around. So you know what I mean? It's like yeah. Make sure you like using your queries right. You know what I mean? Sometimes we are relying on. Again, we don't want to use. The oracle can very much be used as a crutch and it can hurt us, right? If we use the oracle as a crutch, we can get hurt, right? So the oracle, wants you to use your intuition as well. It's like deal with your intuition. Come to the oracle for confirmation, things like that, right? Don't be the type of person who should I wear my blue drawers today? You know what I'm saying? Or no, that's a bad read. No, I'm gonna wear the green drawers. Hold up, let me read about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be that one. You know what I'm saying? Oracle is definitely gonna set you right when you asking too much. And that third line in the 57 is it's one of those times when you're probably asking too much and you shouldn't be, right? That type of thing. So yeah, but you got Sebek Hatep, so that's communication. You know what I mean? In terms of answering your question, I think that's it. It's like you getting communications. You know what I mean? Communications are definitely. And if it was whack communications, it would have been like Nekabet. You know what I mean? Tem, Offset. Yjet Tem. You know what I mean? Sebek Tem, stuff like that. All right. Yes, I know. More region work other things over hypothesize to where it don't end. Uh-huh. The response you gave was the response I expected. There you go. Yeah, man, you already knew, right? You could have got a Tehuti Hetep, and when sometimes that'll throw you off. You'll be like, okay, yeah, Tehuti, and it's just saying, yo, bro, I already told you that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, be careful, be respectful. That's the thing. Be respectful dealing with Tehuti. It's like, if you were standing in front of Tehuti, right? If Tehuti was someone that you saw once a week, you know what I mean? When you go to him, you would be very respectful about what you asking him, how you dealing with him, right? You gotta bring that mentality to asking your oracle questions. You know what I mean? I gotta because these ain't just dead cards. Y'all see these things speak to your spirit. It speaks to a snapshot, like what's going on in your spirit. What you need to work on, what you need to correct for this or that. So this is an entity that you're getting access to, right? A heavenly entity, right? To be distinguished, because there are entities that are opened up in other ways, right? But these are the heavenly entities. This tree of life stuff, right? You look up the tree of life, you find that these are the how you say, the archangels. You know what I'm saying? The angels on that tree, right? These are the archangels. These are the top dogs, okay? To be nice and vulgar with it. Top dogs here, right? Why? Because these are the aspects of your spirit, right? And the aspects of God's spirit, right? As above, so below. There's no difference of what's in heaven versus what's down here. You have a Sebek faculty. God has a Sebek faculty. You link them for the correctness, right? You link them, right? You have a Heru faculty. God has a Heru faculty. You get into that. You know what I mean? How can I correct this? I have to use my Seker faculty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you get down and you do your stuff and you bolster that energy, you bolster that principle within you, right? And you become, one with God in that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As above, so below. You know, there's one entity walking around in this planet. It is God, right? That's you and me. All right. Where we at? So you got to utilize right brain more. Absolutely. To left brain, I perceive more from the right. To be honest, thank you. Yeah, yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Man. That's a Earth incarnation of problem is being overly left brain. It's easy to be in the left brain because the left is like, you know, the land of touch, feel, see, hear, and taste. And it's, there's no effort to that. There's no effort to perceive this rock. You know what I'm saying? It's right here, it's in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to perceive it, I don't have to do nothing extra. You know what I mean? But yeah, now I'm challenged to understand that ancestor that's standing next to me. I can't see him. I can't see her. You know what I mean? Now I gotta do extra stuff to deal with that. Right? I gotta go within. I gotta get on my own. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take my spirit to another place and, open up that portal to be able to see that. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is life. Beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Yo, man, life is deep. Life to me, man. Look, even there is all kinds of bad situations or negative situations, but what happens when you conquer them? When you finish with the negative situations, you laugh at them, you know, because you came here to learn how to do that. You came here to learn how to deal with conflict and get over it, right? It be done, right? Negative things happen to you. Hopefully you learning something about yourself through these challenges. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. That's all it's for, man. Yeah, man. Let's see where we at. Yeah. All right. I got a Sheps to Ma'at, Heteru Tem Ma'at. When asked the Oracle, how should no, wait. When asked the Oracle, should I purchase an older model car to save money? Only 59th hexagram showed up. What would you translate that? Okay, 59th hexagram is dissolution. So yeah, it's like, no, don't do that. Hold on. It says you got a Sheps Suma Heheru Tem. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a previous incarnation that was, that's Tem. Like there's a detail that, is some neglectful aspect that you're not going to be able to see there. But, the full confirmation is the 59, which says the solution. It's not the solution. That's textbook E King right there. You know what I mean? That's why I love the E King, because it speaks like that. It's like you say, is this gonna be my solution? The thing says dissolution. I'm saying nope, that ain't gonna be it. You know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, just to break it down, it's like Sheps is like it's like a previous ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like we have had a previous ownership or previous incarnation, right? In this body or not in this body, but we've been here before, right? Sheps, you know what I mean? Sheps comes up as like that previous thing, right? And then Heteru is like, yeah, there's some things that are gonna be neglected. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a car where after a while, after things get old, you know what I mean, things start to fall apart. You know what I mean? You go and you fix this, and this falls apart. And yeah, that's probably what it's saying. Like that's not gonna in the end be a solution. So yeah, man. So that's that. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So yeah, it looks like we lost a lot of folk. Actually, I don't know how many. I know that we had a few different people come through, but yeah, people kept on stepping. which is all good. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me see if I missed anything. He said, yikes. 3 deep in here. Word up. Word up. Yeah, man. All right. So, yeah, man. So I'm still here, man. So, you know what I mean? Y'all got any more stuff that we can get into? We can do that. Um, Actually, you know, one thing I was thinking that we could do as well is the reading for the week. You know what I mean? Let's get into the reading for the week since there, you know, doesn't appear to me too many questions going on right now. So I'm going to zone into the reading for the week. Right. All right, okay. So for the week, right? For the collective of folk, Tree of Life soldiers. We the Tree of Life soldiers over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My folks who I see returning. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Okay, so for the week of December 3rd through December 10th, right? Here we go. What is going to be the issues for the collective? Okay, Harukahuti Tem Ma'at. Harukahuti Tem Ma'at. Haruki Tem. All right. Okay, Tehuti Tem. Interesting, because when I pulled the Haruki, I saw the Tehuti Tem. I went back to a counseling session that I had where that came up just like that a long time ago. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to cancel here. This is Harukahuti. Tenma, right? So we had negative Haruki with Tehuti. Tem. Okay. All right. So straight off the door, this is impulsiveness, right? This is impulsive, reckless behavior, right? This is like, you know, you doing way too much. You know what I mean? So our collective, right, is going to have a tendency this week to be jumping out there, right? To be doing way too much, right? To not be cautious where we perhaps should, right? This is going to be, you know, the aggressive tendencies override the wise thing to do. You know what I mean? This is when we get into fights. This is when we have sex with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Peoples. You know what I mean? I could have said, you know, people. You know what I'm saying? You know, married, but now you got this orgy that wants to happen for you. Something strange like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is that Harukahuti young, wild, free kind of spirit doing something goofy. Tehuti Tem. You know what I mean? Not doing the right thing. So yeah. And you know, like we could expound for days on that, but let's not. Alright, we go into the Ichi. Straight. Open. Straight open. Open. Chen. Straight open. Open. Right, it's all Haruki so far. Okay, open. Close. Open, close, open. Open, close, open. This is difficulty in the beginning. Right, yeah. So, yeah. When acting impulsively and reckless, this will definitely lead to difficulty in the beginning. Hexagram 3. hexagram 3. Get on with some tarot to break it down. So I'm going to do a general tarot and then I'm going to do it for the days. Yeah. Tendency to fight, perhaps, right? To be on some fighting stuff. Conflict. Conflict will be somewhere in the cycle, right? You don't want to have a fight. Conflict. Okay. Not following the intuition, right? We have the High Priestess in the reverse, right? And the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Swords in the reverse, peeking out at the bottom, is the Two of Pentacles, juggling, right? And then that reveals the Chariot, which is it's kind of like a motor under your butt, right? A moving vehicle, perhaps, but yeah, this could be the vehicle moving, right? Inwardly, right? But okay, hold up. So yeah, this is the Tehuti here, right? High Priestess. High Priestess is all about, you know, eye on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I got you, brother. Give me 1 second with you. 1 second. We into the week real quick, right? We have right. The High Priestess is like a Tehuti 10. Let me write it down real quick. High Priestess in the reverse. 9 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Swords in the reverse is not bad, right? Because 9 of Swords is when you're in your head too much, right? You're stuck in your head, you can't get out of your head, you're overthinking, you can't sleep because of whatever the case is, right? But this is coming out of that when it's reversed, right? So this is a negative card, but when it's reversed, that goes to its positive aspects, right? So we have the Two of Pentacles. And that's upright. Two of Pentacles is like juggling. It's like, you know, you're doing a lot. Doing, some cases you'll be doing too much, right? And then the Chariot, which is movement, which is, you know, can be, you know, this is where the aggression can come from, right? Within this reading. But yeah, so this is difficulty in the beginning. All right, so for the week, y'all, we gotta watch out for, you know, whatever impulsive decision making that we might be into. You know what I mean? You know, something might come to us at the spur of the moment, and before thinking, we might be balls deep in it. Like, you know, I said it like that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then have difficulty in the beginning, right? Third hexagram, right? Following the intuition, right? You know, we're not in our head no more, but we could lead to a situation where we'll be juggling, right? Maybe we were juggling a decision, right? You know, but ultimately we're being driven by passions, that Chariot at the bottom, right? So this is a passionate thing. You see Haruka Huti jump out first like that? That's passion, you know? It's very fiery type of thing, you know what I mean? Tehuti coming out 10 behind it, it's not good. Not good. So yeah, meditate, folks. Make sure y'all meditating, you know what I mean, before you get into, you know, decision making and, you know, deciding what you do. You know, watch things coming at you on spur of the moment, right? You know, somebody wants you to make a spur of the moment leap to go with them somewhere. I say, don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Let's go to the day. To the daily. Alright, we're gonna pull 7 cards real quick. 7 cards. Alright. 7 cards. So, Nine of Wands for Monday. Nine of Wands for Monday. Right? So, this may be a day of struggle, right? You, for whatever reason, we're going to be struggling tomorrow. This is going to be a day of, you know, look out for some aspect of, something that you have been trying hard to do, right? You still needing to persevere, right? So this is a day of perseverance tomorrow, right? On Tuesday, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So this is again passions, right? Deal with the passions in a wise way, right? On Tuesday. Tuesday is Haruka Huti's day, right? Haruka Huti is negative this week. And this crazy little wily dude, look at this dude. He all wily. He got his wand with him. He ain't no joke, right? He gonna get whatever he trying to get. He's on his ram. He's on his ram, okay? And this is in the reverse. So you gotta watch this guy, right? This guy may, blow something up. This guy may blow up your spot. And this guy is in us, you know what I'm saying? So, watch it. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be in us, right? It could be something outside of us, right? So we gotta be mindful of that. Wednesday, we have the Five of Cups in the reverse, right? So this is a circumstance of perhaps a emotional loss, right? Some L that we taken on the emotional level, but it's not, don't really have to be all that deep. It's only as deep as we, allow it to be emotionally, right? This is that hexagram. This is that card where, you know, where you have all of these cups are spilt, but there's the one cup left. So there's hope in this situation, right? Maybe not necessarily hope, if it's a love situation, maybe there's no hope on the love part, but it's like that cup still stands. In other words, you don't have to be oppressed by that fact, right? You had a bad situation, but you don't have to be oppressed. Wednesday, right? Oh my goodness. For Thursday, it's the Seven of Swords. Right? This is when the thieves come out. The thieves, look for the thieves on Thursday. Thursday thievery is trying to go down, all right? On Friday, right, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, so this is a good thing, right? Whatever happened on Thursday, right, which was represented a deception of some kind, right? Might have put you in the hangman, but then you came out of it rather quickly because this is Friday, right? And your hangman is in the reverse, so that means that you're, awakening to the light in the circumstance, whatever that may be, right? Friday, there's the moon in reverse, right? So yeah, same situation, right? The moon is going to be a time where things are dark. There's a darkness on it, right? Things hidden in the background, right? Things being done that you can't see, but this is in reverse. So, whatever is there that you can't see is now coming to light, right? You might get a reason why something happened this week that, wasn't so great, right? On Friday, right? On Saturday, it's the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Come on, focus. Right, so this is when there is giving, right? And perhaps receiving, right? This is the card of reciprocation, right? So this is give and take, right? So this is a good stuff by Saturday. Saturday, we got some good stuff to clean up the week with. Right, so we're going to persevere, right? Tomorrow we persevering, right? You know what I'm saying? We wounded, but we are persevering, okay? Then Tuesday, we gotta watch the passions, you know what I mean? This could erupt crazily for us, right? This could go real stupid on Tuesday. Five of Cups is a loss on Wednesday emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Just deal with it, roll with the punches, y'all. Seven of Swords on Thursday. This is the part that my person, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't like that. That's the guy I don't like. Thursday. Hangman in the reverse on Friday. No, I'm sorry. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hangman in reverse on Friday. Wait, did I do this right? No, I'm doing this wrong, y'all. Let me run that back, right? Because we said the third. So today is the Nine of Wands, right? Today is the struggle. Today is the situation where it's we the wounded warrior. We need to persevere. Okay, persevere today or tonight on my East Coast folk. Right, tomorrow, be aware of this wily character who's got his wand upside down. Right, this could be sexual passion. You know what I'm saying? And with that Harukahuti Tem, Tehuti Tem, right? That's incorrect dealing with the sexual passions, right? And this guy, this little young guy, right? This little immature guy holding our wand, right? So watch this guy tomorrow, right? Watch your offers that come. Because, it's like, impulsive. Why? Because something could go wrong in this particular circumstance. Could be a thing where you leaping without looking and you mess around, don't use a rubber. That type of thing. That's like Haruka Huti Tem situation where you mess around and do it with the wrong person, then you got the wrong thing. See what I'm saying? All right, that's Monday, right? Tuesday, 5 of Cups, crying over spilt milk, right? The milk gets spilt, but don't cry about it on Tuesday. Wednesday, Sebek Day. 7 of Swords, right? The deception comes. Thursday, the Hanged Man is in reverse. So whatever trouble you went through yesterday, you're going to be able to come out of it by Thursday. Right? And a continuation of that on Friday as the moon becomes revealed, right? There's a revealing of whatever happened, right? Whatever the issue is, right? Is revealed on Friday. And on Saturday, there is some level of reciprocation, right? Some level of give and take, that we can feel good about. All right? So that's that, right? For the week. All right, so hopefully y'all got all of that. All right. Now, my man, Brother Rock, in the spot, what are you talking about? My spiritual focus reading for Heteru cycle was interesting. I got Heteru Hetep 59 straight. Throughout the cycle, I received a lot of attention from the opposite sex. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, pretty much. I was even straight up solicited by 3 different broads, and they were attractive. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Heteru Hetep, Heteru cycle. Yeah, pretty much, man. That's about par for the course, as they say, right? Yeah. So you got the Heterus coming at you. That's what's up. But then you got that 59 straight. So, hey, yo, KRS told you Jimmy is wearing the hat. Make sure Jimmy is wearing a hat, bro, because you got the 59 on the situation. 59 is like dissolution. Or it just could be, maybe you're not, adept at juggling, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to keep all the balls in the air. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, be careful, bro. Be careful. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I got ships 2, Harrington. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, so what else is going on, yo? I think we got some more minutes to go. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm still here. I'm still up. My energy's still good. And yeah, man. If y'all still want to go in, we can continue. You know what I'm saying? But don't if you don't have a question, then don't say you have don't like kind of try to contrive a question, for the circumstance. Like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? it's so weird. The delay is like a whole 10 seconds back. So it's like listening to myself talking. So right then there was the attention situation of my old lady. Like, right then there's the situation of my old lady. Yo, I thought about that. I thought about that, yo. Yeah, man, you gotta watch that, man. You got a lot going on, bro. Yeah, maybe I don't know if you've been, doing your Heteru cycle, your Heteru mantras and stuff like that. But yeah, man, either you should or you should tone it down a bit. You know what I mean? Because you gotta bring a balance there somewhere, man. You gotta get that balance going, bro. Hold up. Tyrone says, "Are you still planning to do the Anunnaki topic? I would like to be present for that one." Yeah, yeah, it's like that one. I do plan on doing it, right? I'm certain things about it. I'm trying to get in my head right. Trying to, because I did some readings on some things, and I'm juggling certain things about the topic, right? And it's just a matter of I really just got to sit down and meditate on it. But there are some questions that I have about certain information that's coming out regarding it. So yeah. When I do that, I want to be clear about what I'm speaking on, and I'm not totally clear on what I'm speaking on at this point. So that's the delay. That's why I kind of made that statement, and then I kind of had the thing of, wait a second, maybe I should pause how I go ahead and get into that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's questions about it. Questions about it. Let's see. That makes two of us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No. Initially, I did that. I did a reading, like I say, years and years and years ago about the Anunnaki, and I got Shep's Hetep, which would suggest that they are our ancestors. You know what I mean? And but then I got some information. I really have to hone in the readings that I did on the Emerald tablets, because they were questionable. They were weird. You know what I mean? They were a little bit questionable, and so I had to hone in on what all of that's really about. You know, so that's been my delay. Absolutely, been delayed about that. About I want to be clear when I bring stuff to the people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if I'm foggy on it, I really gotta get that clarity before clarity is accessible. You know what I mean? I just gotta put my dome on it, and we'll get there. You know. Let's see. So that 59 was definitely alarming. I've never been good at juggling multiple chicks thing. That's my dad's thing. LOL. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, so polygamy is not in your future, which is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? You definitely gotta learn how to juggle one before you can juggle 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Did I say juggle one? I didn't mean to say juggle one. Handle one, work with one. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. The term Moor means priest of Anu, who was the chief of the Anunnaki, right? Yeah, Anu's in my name, so I'm on that. I definitely, it's something that's in my awareness concerning that unknown species I met. So definitely our ancestors. You say definitely. Questionable though. Questionable, bro. Questions. Yeah, I got questions. I still have questions. I don't say definite. I don't say definite. I ain't negating what you saying. Your understanding about it. But yeah, man. Definitely not. Yeah, there's something to it. There's something to it, and I have to put my finger on it. It's like, okay, so here all right, let me just present this scenario, right? Prior to the Anunnaki being popular, right, we understood the ancient Egyptians as, melanated folk, our ancestors, right? We do know that there is an agenda to negate that type of information, right? Like, if that's the thing, there are definitely people who don't want us to know that that's the thing, right? So, what if we create this big thing about everything, being extraterrestrial, right? Being alien, right? Being the intelligences that, you know, created the scientific systems and, advanced spiritual, psychological, scientific information came from somewhere other than these black folk. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, again, it's I didn't put my finger on it and say that is it, right? This is my, God's advocate thing, right? I don't say devil's advocate. I never say devil's advocate. So this is my God's advocate questioning the matter, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is my thing now. It's like, and so the Sheps, could possibly be speaking towards, our people in terms of this thing, right? But yeah, again, like I say, it's up in the zone. That's why I'm talking about it so unsure. You know what I mean? So cryptically, because it's all cryptic in my head at this point. Um, I know when I listen to the Emerald Tabs, you know, like, I wasn't getting spiritual food, and I gotta really go through those tabs again. You know what I'm saying? I really gotta go through the tabs again because I don't know how much of that was food. Like, yeah, a lot of it was like, lofty sounding. You know what I mean? Which is easy to do. It's just a sebek thing. You can make something sound lofty. You just put your sebek on it. You know what I mean? But the substance, like, I don't know. I gotta go through that again. To really dig it. You see, so definitely our answers is yes, it is. I'm not definite either, but it caught my awareness. The Yeshua video was the business. Definitely more videos like that. Yeah. I agree. Just gotta, yeah, hone it down, and I see you use a quote of mine in that video. Which, what was that quote? What was that quote? I'm sure I probably did. When I was reading the tabs, I started seeing light orbs for a bit, low key, lol. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I say I really gotta hone into the tabs. I gotta do that thing with, like, some, you know, Tehuti mantra, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I really want to go into it in depth because, yeah, I want to make sure what I'm pulling is, the right thing. You know what I mean? We got, sources that we trust that are speaking on these things, and yeah, man, we gotta check. Gotta check folk. Just like, I'm sure people are pulling their cards on me. We gotta pull cards on people that are coming with information. It's what we do. It's what we're supposed to do in order to be correct. So yeah, man, absolutely. This is stuff that we gotta check. So I said being the rehab center for recovering Christians. Yeah. Yeah. I said that. Yep. Yeah, got that from you. Yeah, man, definitely got that from you. He said self discernment is essential. Indeed. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and discernment of everything else too. Everything that comes across, comes in front the plate, man. We gotta, like, check it. I'm not, especially since I discovered some Tehuti, like, I'm not an advocate of blind faith. I'm not, yeah, I mean, yeah, I certain things you have faith in, but, like when it comes to, practical understanding, walking around in this planet, that's not what I'm trying to teach my son, blind faith, put blind faith in the teacher and the judge and the cop, the authority figure. Not the way people is out here now. People is crazy. People will screw you. Nah, we not doing blind faith. You gonna have to. We gonna put some evidence on that faith that we having. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a reading. You know what I'm saying? This girl, I'm gonna have. I'm man. I went through the craziest relationship crap. I done met some doozies in my little couple years I've been on this planet. I'm supposed to go into the next joint with blind faith. No, we got readings, bro. And we gonna break it down this time, yo. Like, and I ain't forgiving nothing. Like, you know what I mean? We gonna do that IO. I'm gonna be like, I'm saying, like, if we gonna really check that out, cause it's necessary, man. You can't be just letting things fall to the side, faith wise, like in belief wise. Now, belief has LIE right in the center of it. I don't fuck with belief. Sorry. Straight up. Straight up. Yo, straight up. You say I'm not an advocate of faith at all. Yeah, man. Nah, that's why we got oracles, man. Nah, we're not supposed to be. This ain't the place for that. This is not the place for blind faith. You know what I mean? And God wouldn't ask us to do that. That's what I'm saying. See, God loves us. God loves us. You know what I'm saying? God would not ask us to come here and just have our brain, our nose all up in the air, and our brain all on trying to believe something. No, no. The thing is about check that out. Oh, what she say? Oh, okay, yeah, let me check that out. What he say? Oh, what are you talking about? What? Who this dude? Okay, yeah, you gotta do that because there's agendas. Too many agendas, man. People got agendas. What you gonna do with that, man? What you gonna do when you live in a place where the government don't want you to be awake? What the hell is that? How the government don't want you to be smart? Like they can make free college for everybody. They could do that. They could pay the teachers. They could do that if they wanted us to be smart. They don't want us to be smart because when you smart, then you're gonna start questioning the things that they do that they know is not on the up. You know what I'm saying? They don't want smart people walking around. They don't want critical thinking people walking around. They want sleep people, you know, people who are not, you know, people who are not thinking about the next, level. People not thinking about their motives, what their motives could be, stuff like that, man. You know, this is the age of Aquarius. Yeah, this is the age of being awake. It's not the that's why you got like that term, right? Awake or woke, right? Woke is like a joke now, and that was by design. Like they want to make that jokey so people don't get into it. Oh, that's that woke stuff. Just like they're saying, like he was saying, oh yeah, that's that black power stuff. That's how our people are talking stuff. Like, yeah, man, like I'm not all, you know, advocate of like the racial thing anymore. Like I used to be much more racial than I am now, but I don't discount none of that. Like those are all tools I got. You know what I mean? Definitely, it's you know you're supposed to be someone who thinks on some level in terms of your race because that's your family. You know what I mean? And you have to protect your family. But don't be stuck. Don't be stuck because our race is not the full of us, right? You know, the full of us is the God, right? And that God is in the other races. So you gotta get with other races too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta acknowledge what's good in other races. It's just true. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm so seeing the value of stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Stepping away from your home, going, into foreign lands to get that information or to, have an experience or whatever it may be. Like, I'm with that. I'm with that. It's not all about, you know what I mean? Because you don't learn nothing at home. You know what I mean? Your family is something you need to get away from. That's what life is telling me. Life done taught me that, yo, you gotta get awakened out there into the world, young man. That's what life is talking about. It ain't all about, just stick here and, be with us and like, don't go nowhere. Nah, man. Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What up? Y'all talking. Yeah, they want sleepwalkers. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, that was stolen from PB. What's PB? I don't know what PB is. Pentecostal. I'm not looking for the Pentecostal background. Uh, yeah, this is the age. This this the age. The more you evaluate your consciousness, the more witch spell work, etc. you get. Oracle told me once about too much questioning. I'm sticking to that hypothesis. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's like you got to do the meditations for the readings that you got, right? Do the meditations on the council that you got before, like, like we want shortcuts. We want the easy route. It's like, all right, I did this reading yesterday, but let me get this confirmation, God. Now you confused. Now you don't know. You know what I mean? It's and sometimes that's the thing about the oracle. It's like you have to go to it with the right mind, because if you're not osir when you approach it, that's what you'll do. You know when you um when you come to a point where you don't understand something, it's easy to just go, oh yeah, let me just get this confirmation, rather than sit down and meditate on what you got already, right? The oracle is a highly advanced sage of energy. You know what I mean? So they're not dealing with little kid stuff. They not, what I mean? It's like we are children to what that is, like literal, actual, spiritual children. And they tolerate us. The oracles will tolerate you until it perceives you to have more understanding, and then you're gonna start getting smacked around a little bit. It's like, no, I told you already. You're gonna get answers that literally, damn near literally say, I told you already. You know what I'm saying? So, see, yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man. But hey, man, definitely a good conversation. Talking to the screen by myself. You know what I'm saying? But say Pascal Beverly Randolph, the father of modern day occultism. Mm-hmm. Word up. But yeah, man. All right, so this is coming to the end, folks. So definitely, man. Y'all know how to get in contact me. What I mean, for counsel or whatever the case may be. Look for the stuff that Hey, man. Once I can, get this stuff popping in terms of, I'm making some money with this stuff, then, we'll be getting, all of the stuff, more of the stuff, right? But yeah, as long as I gotta juggle, what I mean, yeah, I gotta kind of conserve my energy and, conserve my output, what I mean? So, yeah, man. But yeah, stick around. You know what I'm saying? Definitely stick around. You know what I mean? Get at me with your readings. Y'all want to get some readings done. Um, you know, and yeah, man, we gonna say peace and love, right? Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming. You know what I mean? Spend some time with me. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna try to get this more often. I need to get more into. This is a I'm in IO thing. I'm in Sebek IO. I gotta get more into these lives. You know what I'm saying? Just to it's a comfort zone thing. All that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's important to challenge our comfort zones. It's important to challenge ourselves with these things that we don't like to do or want to do, or what I mean, these things that challenge our IO stuff, what I mean, that challenge our natural quote unquote tendencies to do stuff. Like, yeah, we gotta amend things, right? We gotta amend them, right? We gotta correct stuff. So yeah, man, y'all gonna see me, more dealing with the lives and stuff like that when I get a chance. When I get a chance, type of thing. All right. So let me see. I'm gonna have to hit you up. So the objective reading. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We work it out. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, good folk. All right, we gonna say peace and love, and we gonna do this next time. Peace.